I made it for nothing, no turn into something from nothing, yeah. Made it through property, on our minority, you know the story. Hop on the jet on my property and fly away. Fly, fly, fly away. I'm in prison, yeah.
Your eyes do not deceive you. I'm here giving y'all what y'all been asking for the longest, which is a wig install video. So first, let's go ahead and get into this hair. Oh my God, this is from Asteria hair, right? And as soon as I seen it on their website, I was like, I know that's the one I need. Okay, it is their 24-inch HD curly lace 13x4 frontal wig, 250% density. Like, come through. I could barely hold it in one hand. That's how thick it was. Like, come on. They gave me a wig cap, 2 wig caps, a melting band, an edge brush, lashes, and a bag to hold the wig when I'm not using it. So first, let's go ahead and get into prep, which is the most important part of installing a wig. So I'm just going to be using this Mael leave-in, this As I Am rice water, the Camille Rose honey hydrate, and then mango butter when I'm taking my sections out. So I have to do this part very, very diligently. So I have to first get my hair soaking wet with this rice water and thoroughly detangle it with a wide tooth comb. I do not like detangling my hair with anything else, especially because my hair is very dry, 4B, 4C, and very thick. So it will get pulled out, basically. So this is the best way I found to do it, section by section. Basically, I work from like top, middle to back, as you guys can see. And then once I'm done thoroughly detangling, I gotta make sure that thing is no knots at all. I section it into 2 sections, and then you guys will see what I mean, but I basically section one of the halves of my hair in 2, and then once I move on to the other side, I'm going to do the same thing. But just for now, while I'm working on my sections, this is how it's going to look. Boom. And now I can get into actually moisturizing my hair. So what I do is I use the Mael Rose or the Mael Rosemary leave-in on a section of hair, working it from my end to kind of the root, but I try to keep it just on the shaft of my hair. And then I follow that up with the Camille Rose honey hydrate. And basically, once I'm done thoroughly making sure that my hair is detangled, I twist that away. So I do this basically across or throughout my entire head of hair, and I just make sure that I really am finger detangling and making sure that it's easy for me when it comes time to actually cornrowing my hair down, and that my hair is moisturized enough before I even think to put it in cornrows. So I'm basically just going to continue that throughout all of the sections of hair and the other side of my hair. And yeah, basically just continue the same process, thoroughly detangle from ends to root, section those off, twist them away, make sure they're all nice and moisturized. Now, once I've done all of that, I like to let that sit under a bonnet for at least 30 minutes to an hour. But before I throw that bonnet on, I'm actually going to go back in with that As I Am rice water spray and just spray the roots of my hair, because y'all, just trust me with this, your hair will be so much healthier, thicker, and grow a lot more if you do this before you put your cornrows on. So while that sets, we're going to go ahead and wash the wig. So I'm going to be basically just shampooing it. I would recommend shampooing it twice with a smell good shampoo, because like all wigs do, they have that wig scent, but they do come out pretty easily, especially when it's a quality wig like this one. So just really shampoo that thoroughly. And then once I'm done shampooing it, I'm going to put on some conditioner as well. I like to make sure that the wigs I wear are thoroughly conditioned. It makes such a difference when it comes to actually defining the hair later. So as you guys can see in a second here, I'm about to put a lot of conditioner on this hair, thoroughly work it through the ends, and then kind of tuck it into the cap to make it kind of set a little bit better, and leave it for about 10 to 15 minutes. Come back, rinse it off, and yeah, your wig is basically ready to wear. Just let it dry for a little bit. Now let's get into the cornrows. This is the longest part of an install. You don't have to do cornrows if you don't want to, but this is just what I choose to do because it gives me a flatter install. So I'm just going to basically coat my hair with mango butter before I take the twists out and basically just finger detangle my hair. And I'm just going to do that all throughout my hair, just like this, making sure that the mango butter is all throughout my hair. And then I'm going to kind of thoroughly detangle my hair by combing it out with the wide tooth comb. And I like to do one half of my hair at a time, so I'm just going to go ahead and start cornrowing. Now, girls, I'm not going to lie to you. This is not a video to teach you guys how to cornrow, okay? But if you guys want to learn how to cornrow, I don't know, let me know. Should I do a video about like how I cornrow for my installs? Yeah, let me know. But I don't really do anything fancy. I just like to do about 4 to 5 braids on each side of my head, or about 6, I think is what I did this time around. They don't have to be the neatest things in the world. They really do not. I mean, just make sure that they are healthy cornrows, basically not pulling in any direction, because that will cause breakage. Just make sure you're braiding it in a good way. Or if you don't want to do that, I would recommend, if you do have like 4B, 4C hair, you cornrow your hair. It's just going to be easier for you. You're going to have a nicer install and yada yada. But if you can get away with just slicking your hair back, or maybe just sectioning it into plaits or whatever and just pulling it back, do that, but just make sure it's flat enough. As you guys can see, these are not the neatest cornrows in the world, and that's for a reason. I'm not going to spend all this time cornrowing some braids that nobody is going to see anyway, all perfect. So yeah, I'm just going to continue to do that, and this is what you should end up looking like, all cornrowed down. Now I'm going to be using my Ebin edge control to basically just pull my edges away from my face. I try not to use too much of that product, and this is what your braid down should be looking like. Next, I'm going to do the bald cap method. Now, you don't really need a cap, honestly. And honestly, sometimes I feel like it makes it a little harder because you have to blend the cap in with the lace, and you guys will see what I mean later. But if you are going to use the bald cap method, you need to basically pull it as far over your face as you can. Cut 2 holes on the sides for your ears, just enough, not too wide, and just kind of pull it over your ear like that. And then you're going to use either Got To Be, or if you want to make this last longer, I would recommend you use the Ibn lace spray. But for me, this was just for like 2 days or so. So I just used the Got To Be. You're going to wait for that to dry and then cut, basically just cut the part that's on your face away from your face. That way you can much easier cut the actual cap to fit your hairline and the hairline of the wig. So now you can more precisely cut to your hairline. Now I'm going to be using the Fit Me by Maybelline foundation to just blend the cap in with my skin tone. Use that foundation on the lace itself, and already you can see that, what lace? Like, it's already starting to blend in, which is crazy. I clip the hair back, and then I start working on making sure that the lace fits me well. So I do that by basically just cutting off whatever extra lace I don't need. That's usually around my ear. Just part off the hair that you're going to cut off and keep the rest of the hair away, because it's really easy to cut that hair off. And yeah, once you're done with that, you can start laying it down. Again, if you want this to last longer, I would recommend using Ghost Bond, but I just used the Ibn lace spray and just made sure I got it all where I needed to get. You can draw a line to make sure that it's kind of fitting the hairline, but honestly, if you just spray around where you cut your cap to, you will be fine. Just follow your natural hairline. So basically now, to lay the lace, I pull out the side edges where I'm going to do them, just to make it easier to lay. And I use this method of kind of just like pushing down and combing through the hair, which you guys will see me do here. So basically I just push down the lace and brush the hair back to kind of make sure that the lace is laying down and not the hair. And then I just keep doing that over and over again until basically the spray is dry. And yeah, I just go over it and over it again just to make sure that it really does stay. And if you do it this way, it'll last for at least 2 to 3 days. Now I only apply the melting band once I'm 100% sure that every piece of the lace is glued to my head and that it's dry. It has to be dry before you do this. So then you can go ahead and put your melting band on. Just make sure you keep those side hairs out of the melting band once you put it on, just to make sure that you get the best lay possible. And now you're going to let this sit for as long as you can. I like to let it sit for at least an hour. Once you come back, girl, you already melted it. You already melted it. So now we're just going to go ahead and cut the lace. I like to cut it at all type of different angles, as you guys can see. Like I just grab the scissors and just basically angle it different ways and angle the lace different ways just to make it a little bit jagged. I do not like using a razor because it's, I don't know, I don't trust it. It can be a little dangerous. I've had a couple of close calls using razors or face shavers. But yeah, scissors work just fine. Now, while we do this next part, you want to make sure that your hot comb is hot and is getting heated up. But basically, you're going to spray a little bit more of the glue on a comb and put that on the edge of the lace. And now you want to comb out the hair before you do the hot comb part and before you do the edges, just to make sure that you're not burning yourself and you're actually getting the hair well. Now we're going to cut ourselves some edges. I wouldn't focus too much on this part for now because you can always go back after once we've hot combed the hair back. But I like to just do this right now just because I like to see where exactly I want to hot comb and how I want the hair to lay. Because this is a flip over style, I'm not doing a part or anything. So this is really just reliant on what fits my hair shape and my head shape and all of that. So that's why baby hairs are kind of like a guide for me, so that's why I do it the way I do. So basically you're just gonna part away some of the hairs and kind of mold it to see which way it would sit once you actually lay them, and yeah, just basically cut them according to how you would lay them. That's the best way to do it. And yeah, so I basically just I like to do, I think it's 5 swoops initially, but you can always change it up. I just like to start out with 5 swoops because I can always add more later if I want to. And yeah, don't worry about the cap showing through. That's kind of what I was telling you guys about. We will fix that in a little bit. But now you're basically just going to hot comb the hair back. If you are doing a flip over method, you don't need to worry about creating a part. But if you are doing a part, you can also just create the part before you do the hot comb and hot comb the part as well. But I just hot combed the front to make it that flip over vibe. And then I just kind of figure out where the parting is. And then I start defining the hair. I just use the same water as before. Honestly, I would recommend using actual water because I just realized I kind of wasted this beautiful rice water. But I can just make more, I guess. I don't really want to though, but it's okay. So yeah, just basically wet the hair, get it as wet as possible, just like you did with your natural hair. And I like to use the Camille Rose honey because it just smells absolutely decadent and it just makes the hair smell phenomenal. But I like to use any type of leave-in when I do this part because it just makes the hair more quality and it makes it have more bounce and more volume when it actually ends up drying, which you guys will see in a second here. But to really give it that good definition, I use I think it's the Aunt Jackie's, I'm not sure, you guys will see it on the screen in a second. Yeah, it's the Don't Shrink defining gel. I use that all over the hair as well, basically just finger raking it through the hair and not brushing it out. And then that's pretty much it. I just let it dry for a little bit and then I come back and it ends up looking like in 3, 2, what? Look at that. Like literally so cute. 8 down. Curls are popping. This has to be one of my favorite wigs I've tried so far. If you guys want to check out this wig for yourself and install it yourself, you can. You can do anything you put your mind to. So I will have it linked in the bio for you girlies to try it out. This hair, oh my god, like I'm still not over it. Look at how HD the lace is, lace wear. Also, I forgot to tell you guys, if your cap is showing, just put a little bit more makeup or foundation on the lace and it'll blend in seamlessly as it did for me. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I do hope you guys learned something and make sure you save this video, watch it back, whatever you gotta do so you can install this hair yourself. Anyways, it has been your girl Tima and I'll see you on another video soon. Bye guys.
Switch up the swag, switch up the man. Nigga, they talking my way cause it's fashion. I do it bigger than niggas imagine. Heard that bitch making no rumors. She gave more head than the